You're listening to Brick by Brick, a work boots approach to your wealth.
Welcome back to Brick by Brick, the show where we take a work boots approach to your wealth. Today, we are going to break down, brick by brick as they say, what actual financial progress looks like. I'm Connor Theophildt. I'm here with my co-host Kyle Lubeck in his beautiful bar. And today we're going to figure out what does progress look like in a financial plan and why do most people get it wrong. Before we get too deep into it, Kyle, though, again, the people asked, we delivered. No, I'm not talking about me putting shoes on. I'm talking about a whiskey review. What do you got for us today?
Well, keeping with the trend here, out of Heaven Hill Distillery, we got the Larceny B Batch.
Okay.
So still from 2024. Man, this thing has got 62.7 ABV, 125.4 proof.
But they make them strong over at Larceny.
So out of from the year 2024, it's touted as one of their better bottles in this line. So I'm kind of excited to see how she's tasting today. So
okay, that's the B you said?
Yep,
Larceny
B batch. Okay. And so as you kind of look at these for the watchers, I did some reading on it. So it's B524. So batch B, the 5 stands for May. So it was put out in May, and then 24 is the year.
The year.
Is
oh, cool. Okay.
So I'm learning on this.
Like whiskey Morse code or something.
Here we go. Let's cheers, bud.
Cheers to the best batch of 24.
Yeah, I guess.
Baby. Hopefully this is an episode where I don't get bullied by the internet. Now that I got shoes on and you can't see my socks, my wife and the rest of the internet should be leaving me alone. We're hoping. We'll see. You know what? I had it coming. I didn't realize how dirty the bottom of my socks were, but we're good now.
Yeah.
We're good. We got boots on.
Exactly.
That's good. I like that.
I think I like this better than the A.
This is smoother than the A. The A, it gave you a little kick in the teeth.
That one was nice. That one's about the
good.
Same proof, but
not bad, but
yeah, this is
almost smoother
fruity,
all the way around.
I suck at this stuff, but cherry.
It's like tannins. My word.
Tannins. Isn't that wine?
I thought it was oranges again. Fruit. I don't know. A made me think of campfire.
Yeah, you say campfire. I think every time.
No, B is not giving me campfire. It's like my own. It's a note. Is campfire a note?
Everything's a campfire.
Everything gets you to do it.
I think we have a campfire from like High West somewhere.
No, this is it's smooth. This is definitely a sipping in the study whiskey. I think. This is
it's pretty dang good.
Kind of royal. I like it.
Once it gets warmer, we can have the cigar.
A little bit fancy. Well, then we get the cigar
tasting going, a little bit too.
Cigar tasting. There's a pair. We could be pairing.
There we go.
This is going to become not a finance show at all. It's going to be all about fancy.
Yeah, just two ding dongs.
Vices. Yeah.
Drinking
ding dongs and their vices. Now, there's a show. Don't go. I got to get that patent day before we. So, Kyle, in today's world, it's so easy to get lost in what does everyone else's financial progress seem like.
Yeah.
But how would you measure it for yourself? How do you stack, whether or not you're on track for your financial goals?
Yeah, I liked what you said there. Humans like benchmarking.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what they're doing. It's if they're training for races, if they're saving their pennies, if they're losing weight, if they're building a house. The whole keeping up with the Joneses thing. It all is the same. But if you can take a step back from your ego a little bit,
right?
And we're all guilty of that, obviously, but you can take a step back from and kind of look at what you're trying to accomplish. It all translates back to the plan.
Sure.
Right? What is the plan?
Yep.
What are we trying to accomplish and in what time frame? Like our last episode, what type of risk are you taking to get to those goals, or what risk you have to take or shouldn't you take to get to those goals?
Yep.
And then that's how you can start to judge, am I taking the progress I need, and where am I at in that, Monte Carlo simulation, the proverbial marathon race of life to get to whatever the goal timeline you're sitting out. So that was a rambling way of saying that, but it was, it kind of all ties together. That's all I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. We have to, I think, if your goal, and it probably is, hopefully is, in watching the show, because I think our goal is to help, good people make good decisions to better their lives.
Yeah.
And part of that, especially as humans, like you said, that thrive on benchmarking, competition, comparing themselves to their friends, social media, all, their peer group, whatever.
Yeah.
We need to normalize the fact that progress can be slow, and often is slow, especially on the front end. We need to understand and normalize that, you know, the 22-year-old probably shouldn't have a Lamborghini. And if they do, something either extremely out of the ordinary has happened and they've had an extreme amount of success that is not normal and you shouldn't be necessarily holding yourself to, or something really wrong is going on there and it's probably a, you know, paper dragon, so to speak. And also don't benchmark yourself against that. Normalize that progress can be and probably should be slow at times.
Well, and we see it online, social media all the time.
Yeah.
People flexing and you know, getting caught taking pictures in front of not their cars, but posting it on their things. And it's just like, one, gross. You know, like, stop being fake and like, ugh. And two, some of the, you know, wealthiest people I know, you would never know.
It's so common. You're right. Almost all of the very successful people I've ever run into, you're like, what? Yeah. You're, you know, whatever. Yeah. Those people tend to just, that's not, the flash is not what gets it there. Exactly. As we said on the show, boring beats broke.
Boring beats broke, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And, you know, it's be the quiet wealthy. Mm-hmm. Like, really focus on saying, all right, I'm not concerned about what other people think of me. Yep. I have goals. I have timelines to accomplish those things. I'm going to do the right things. And then ultimately that gives you the freedom to have additional fun.
Right.
Without buyer's remorse.
Exactly.
You've taken care of business.
Yeah. Without leveraging your entire future to flex.
Exactly.
You can actually.
But I mean, even in something as simple as a budget.
Right? Yeah. Right.
If you make yourself your first bill, right? It's been around a long time, you know, make yourself the first bill. Once you do that and then build your budget around it, if you have stuff at the end, go spend the crap out of it. Go have fun.
Enjoy life.
Enjoy it. That's what it's for.
Absolutely.
And so, you know, I hate all the signs out there. Live your best life. Live left. All that kind of crap.
Life at the lake.
No.
Is that different?
Yeah, like that. Those are I think cheap excuses and just little. Go ahead, you can do it.
Yeah.
No, right? That's not a plan, right? Get the pieces in place. Yep. Sacrifice now, thrive later.
Yep. Yeah.
There's a sign.
Hey, you like that?
Sacrifice now, thrive later. All right.
The
also
one that,
trademarked or whatever you got to do with it.
Internet, it's ours now. You can't touch it.
We own those words.
We own it. The YOLO that came out, that's probably a while ago now. I'm probably forgetting how many years ago that was, but YOLO, this idea, well, you only live once, you know, people used to literally say out loud, YOLO. Yeah. Also,
I think I'd rather have what's up back.
That's actually kind of got some class to it. The what's up kind of had a little, but that idea, and it's so funny because it's self-defeating, right? If you just sacrifice now, did little things, build the consistency. Again, the thing that we're always talking about is let's build those habits. Let's normalize the consistency. Let's normalize the boring. And as you build on that, as that compounds, just like rate of return, the boring consistency discipline compounds just like rates of return do.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way, they do that. If you ever look up a graph for compounding interest, it's real flat and it's really, really boring for like a long time. And then all of a sudden, really not boring. Yeah. And if you can just put that YOLO aside to some degree, and like you're saying, not completely, you still need to go out. And I myself, just a personal budget thing my wife and I do, I'm one that'll go the other direction. I'll compress and suck and save and sack away everything we possibly can. And then we'll have no fun and we'll get burnt out. So we actually put a little budget line in our line item in our budget. What's in that larceny? And
not enough.
We'll it's again very smooth. We'll actually have not burn this money, but here's some fun money that's literally fun money line item in the budget, so you don't feel guilty. You can still live life, but doing those consistent things are going to get you the freedom, so you can have those really cool things down the road.
Oh yeah, yep. And I wish there was a way to just convey the success I've seen, the quiet success that I've been blessed to experience with the families and the companies I work with. Where it almost becomes a game. Mm-hmm. You go out to dinner, and before you started doing any planning or you just kind of YOLO'd, you go out, you buy the big steak, and you buy the 4 drinks at $20 a pop, and you got to have an appetizer because God forbid you wait 10 minutes for your actual steak shows up.
Of course not.
And then you got to have the dessert that they roll around in the fancy cart and kind of go, you want that,
That
cake?
does work quite a bit. I always say
can tell. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm not a dessert, but they come around, and I always think to myself, does anyone ever say yes? Yes, people say yes.
Oh, 100%.
They get the creme brulee.
Yeah, and they do that, and it's wonderful.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden you get the check, and you're like, but you know what? I'm fine. I can afford it. Yeah, you can. You can. But can your future? Right. And so your future self will never be mad at you for saving too much money. Right. But your future self will be mad if you didn't save enough.
Oh yeah.
And so it's just kind of a weird dichotomy that the only person you blame is yourself. And so, again, going back to the budget thing, even personally, like you said, it becomes a game. Once you start the habits, you start to say, well, man, I went out to eat for XYZ before. Can we beat that lower? Can we get lower? Maybe we just order a drink. And maybe instead of getting a Grey Goose martini, we get a not Grey Goose martini. You know what I mean? Like, do we need
give me the Phillips?
Do we need the name on the receipt, or can we get something? And not Phillips, right? Like, we're adults here, but we don't want to have the college campus go dry here by any means.
The Jose Cuervo tequila sunrise isn't a Vikings. Still can't do tequila. Horrible.
Yeah. We're doing some tequila reviews after
my wife will sub in. I can't do it. She can come talk about financial progress.
No, but again, not to get on our soapbox or anything, but it's just make the sacrifices now. Congratulate yourself for what you have, even if it's something that's stupid. And I know we just talked about last episode not utilizing cash too heavy, but if it creates habits, take the $20 you saved or the $5 you saved or whatever. Tons of apps out there, right, to say to round up and save it, and start to see that progress and congratulate yourself.
Yeah.
But don't save for 6 months. You got an extra couple $100. You say, good job. And
Xbox.
Then go out, blow it out. Like do something for your future.
Right.
It's your future. The only person that benefits is you if you think ahead.
That is such a good point, Kyle. The just start with something. That's a huge thing in psychology and in our world where you as a human, and almost everybody, I mean, truly, this is a human kind of experience. If you just start with a little bit, you go, my peer group has this much. I haven't started saving in my 401k, or I haven't saved enough towards a house, or all my friends are having kids, or whatever it is, and I just don't feel financially ready. You're never going to get ready if you don't start. So instead of going, well, if I need to save $1,000 a month to get to X, how about this? If that feels like too much right now, start at 50. Start at 15. And then tell yourself next month, we're increasing it to 30. We're increasing it to 100. Start with something. You will be amazed in a month or two how much easier it feels if you started with just even something that feels small. Again, progress compounds slowly. And you just got to start it. Momentum happens after the discipline. The discipline happens, and then it creates the momentum down the hill.
Yep. Well, that was it.
That's it. What we got to say. What I'll say is, back to the social media thing, the competition piece, while in some environments and with some people in some contexts is beneficial, it can also be destructive. Again, if you're trying to keep up with the 22-year-old blue check mark with the Lamborghini, that's not a world that, frankly, he or she even probably lives in, but that people live in. That's not the benchmark to put yourself against. Like, what we focus on is helping people accomplish their financial goals. It's not about, I Googled how much a 35-year-old should have saved by. That's fine if you want to look at that and you want to just figure out kind of where you sit. But ultimately, what does that actually do for you? Well, I have as much saved or a little more saved than the average 35-year-old at 35. Okay, but congrats. Like, what is that paying for your house?
Well, I'm going to jump in here as the old dog.
Okay,
here.
yeah. I mean,
when you're younger, you care about that stuff. I've noticed that as I get older and my friends and we have the conversations, and I'm sure our parents will chime in and be like, oh, youngins, you don't even know what you're going to get to. So anyone watching, I'm sure we got a ton to learn just in life as well.
Absolutely.
But it's the sooner you stop caring about others and focusing on you and you personally, and then your family and God and everything else that goes along with that, is you become happier, and then your goals become clearer.
Yeah.
And if you can focus on those goals and just stay hyper-focused and work them into the plan, right? Not take too much risk.
Deal
with the volatility, have a trusted source to talk to, to get you through the storms.
It's almost like we're building towards
It's almost like this all plays together, right? And it becomes a beautiful thing. And then the progress, like you said, becomes clearer to track. Write it down, right?
Oh, yeah.
Write it down.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there was a beautiful Harvard study that you can go look that's probably decades old at this point, but like
old dog.
I mean, yeah. I made the reference of a Geometro for anybody watching. No idea. Didn't even.
I wasn't around during the Civil War. I don't.
Yeah.
Some Gettysburg.
Yeah, you needed a whip to get the thing moving. But
you're in a covered wagon. He was talking about buying a new car earlier.
This guy. And give him free booze. What the hell? So
pretty good gig for me.
But no, it's calm yourself, right? Calm yourself. Create the goals that you're trying to do it, and then once you have the goal, you can back in and create your own progress.
Yeah.
Right. Make the assumptions of returns or whatever that ultimately needs to be, and then within a fair margin of certainty that you can get to the goals that you're trying to outline.
Right.
And again, back to the last episode, account for inflation risk, account for longevity risk. All of these different things play into it, and if you can get proficient at applying each one of those concepts to your plan, man, now you start cooking with some real fire.
And that's where the financial clarity, the confidence, and ultimately, our mission, the empowerment comes from. The ability to go, you know what, I can go make that purchase. I can go give that money away, donate to charity, or I can go make this difference in someone's life, pay for my kids' school. Whatever the thing that makes you feel fulfilled is, that's where that confidence comes from. That's, I think, ultimately kind of the answer to the viewer question from this episode, which was, how do I know if I'm on track? And like you're saying, it's, think backwards. What's the goal? What is this pot of money for?
Yep.
And when is the goal? When are you needing to accomplish it, or when is it starting?
Yep.
Back up. How much progress needs to be made over that period of time? And are you on track or not? Right? That's a pretty simple way to look at it. And obviously, as you add complexity and more goals and more people and more incomes and yada, yada, things get more complicated. And that's fine. But that's really the answer is, are you on track for the goal you're trying to make? And the answer is yes. Fantastic. Keep doing it. Keep going. Don't fall off the path. The answer is no. And then it's okay. Is the goal realistic? Is it something you still care about? And do adjustments need to be made either to the goal itself or something you need to be doing, right? It really is that simple.
It is. And there's only so many levers to pull.
Well, right. I mean, at the end of the day, you are human.
Yeah.
If you're doing those consistent things, if you create that discipline, create those structures, it's going to work out. Yeah. I don't know anyone. I think compliance will let me say that. I don't think I know anyone who did this, built the structure, developed the discipline, created the consistency, and was in a worse off spot than they were before they did all that.
Yeah, exactly.
I literally don't know anybody. So again, it sounds hokey, but that's the deal. I mean, and ultimately, again, the real world example. I mean, I just was talking to a friend who told me, I was at a networking event, and he said, there's this person that he, didn't go to school with, but knew of when he was in school and things. And successful, family, lots of money, private jets, all this kind of stuff. And, he said he remembered specifically in school when he thought, man, am I ever going to catch up? And that family, the dad just got arrested for fraud, massive fraud. And he's now in jail.
Yeah.
Whole family fortune wiped out. I mean, all this stuff, the cars, the fancy clothes, the jet, literally to go to Miami. And he hung out with one of the Miami Heat players. That was all the comparison. That was stealing his joy, making him feel less consistent, getting my friend to the point where he's like, well, what's the point? Am I ever going to catch up to that?
Yeah.
And it turns out it was all fake. That's why the competition is so destructive. You got to focus on you. You got to focus on your plan, your consistency.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I get it, right?
Oh, my gosh, yeah. Who doesn't want that?
I graduated high school. I got into college. I can't imagine. I mean, social media wasn't as big a thing back then as now. Yes, I know the grays and I get it.
His MySpace was really cool. People really liked it.
Actually, it was. So you shut your face.
I think
it's still out there.
I don't even know what MySpace looks like. I don't know if I've ever seen it.
I think mine's still out there.
Well,
I couldn't tell you how to get in there.
Google, leave my feet alone.
Send me a snap screenshot of it. I'd love to figure out if it's. I think it is.
Was that the one with your 5 favorite friends or whatever? Or am I thinking?
Well, there's always the one dude that was the creator of MySpace that was always everybody's friend.
Yeah,
it's like this weird, like overlooking shoulder picture.
Kind of the saddest thing ever, actually.
Yeah, well, he's sad right to the bank. So,
well, that's true. How am I ever going to catch up to that guy?
I know, right? But a lot of this comes around finding your happiness right? Money's just a tool.
Yeah.
Right? Working is a means to an end, right? You work to earn a currency of some sort that you can exchange for value for other goods and services that you need to survive and thrive and whatever you got to do. And if you break it down to its core and say, all right, what makes you happy?
Yeah.
What are we doing this for?
Right. Yep.
So if the behavior you're doing now is making you unhappy, or if you get into this comparison battle to try and keep up with the Joneses,
Yep.
it's a losing battle. You'll never win. There's always someone bigger, stronger, faster, richer, flashier, more beautiful, whatever the case may be that you're comparing against. You're never going to win that battle. It's now we're getting philosophical here about getting into, figure out what makes you happy and the goals that you need to continue to work towards to continue that happiness or pursue the happiness that is unique to you.
Personal finance is personal, Kyle.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's beautiful. And the people, it's been fun to see, not even just friends and stuff who have made that pivot in life. And all of a sudden, things start happening for them because then they start to attract what they want, right? What they ultimately need and want. And it just becomes something that, again, you can compound and, boring beats broke.
Boring beats broke. Ultimately, if it feels dramatic, if it feels extreme, if it feels like, whoa, this feels too good to be true, it's probably either
and
too
you
good
probably
to be true.
Missed the 8 ball anyway.
Or it's not replicatable. It's not the consistent thing that's going to get you to those goals that you're ultimately trying to accomplish. And that's the end of the day.
Oh, yeah.
That is kind of the end.
Someone's
of the day.
trying to sell you a system on a social media thing.
that's like your deal. You're like, hey, if you hit me up on social media to sell me something, like, I'm
fine if you want to sell me a thing.
Sure.
Right? Like, hey, I make the most beautiful whiskey glasses ever. I will look at them. I'll give, if I see value, I'll buy them, whatever.
Yeah.
If you're saying, hey, I'm going to sell you a system to easily make $10,000 a month.
Right.
Drop shipping or any other thing. I'm like, if you're that good, you would do it yourself. And you would not be on social media trying to hawk a $200 system, right?
Exactly.
Like, you got to think of where the people you're getting the information from are coming from. And so many of them have been proven to be frauds. Or nowadays, I just learned something. AI, they're not even real people hawking those things. They're somebody creating this character that they now can make look like a real person. And they're hawking this stuff. And
it's kind of a scary world out there, Kyle.
It is.
It's a little scary.
I do see, the news, right? It's amazing how quickly they can just create these videos and then it just spreads like wildfire.
Totally.
And nothing about it is real. Not even, the person's not real. The story's not real. Nothing is real about it. And it's I'm interested to see how that impacts market behavior over the next 5 to 10 years.
It's going to be a wild world. It's going to be very different than it is right now.
It is.
And this is, again, back to the thing we keep harping on. It's why you got to build the structure now. It's why you got to build the discipline now. It's why knowing if you're on track or not comes down to your individual goals, your individual purpose, and honestly evaluating that not based on external factors, but on what you got going on right now.
Yep.
Well, thank you very much for joining us again for another episode of Brick by Brick. We really appreciate and have enjoyed working through your wealth and Work Boots approach. If you have any interest in getting involved in the show, shoot us an email at workbootswealth@gmail.com. We love the visitor questions or the listener questions we've been getting, the interaction, the suggestions on topics. We got a nice long list of topics coming for the show. We'd love to continue to hear from you. So workbootswealth@gmail.com. Shoot us a note, and we'd love to have you be involved.
One more thing to add to that. If there's any other professionals that you want to hear tidbits from or that we could have guests on or anything like that, let us know. You know what I mean? We'll see if we can't find openings or, host a guest or something like that. It's
absolutely
something we can
one of the goals of the show is that we will interview some professionals in a similar fashion where we can, hey, what's the big deal? Like, break it down for me. Talk to me like a real person. How do we take care of X, Y, and Z? And how do people understand it? What's important to understand? So I love that. Yeah. If you have any professionals you'd like us to interview, please send that our way as well, as we're planning out season 2, believe it or not, of Brick by Brick already. Next time, still in season 1, we're going to talk about why high income does not equal financial security. And we're going to take that topic apart next time, Brick by Brick. Cheers. Pal.